Ladies and gentlemen, the BMW Shorties Chill digital premiere will begin shortly. A few things to take note before we begin. Grab a snack and get comfy. Close other open tabs for a smoother viewing experience. Please respect other viewers by being polite in the comment section. As Rama Rama will be premiered exclusively via a separate stream, kindly refrain from recording or photographing any portion of the film or the premiere segment of the event. Please also refrain from posting any images and videos of the film or the premiere segment of the event. That's all of it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the BMW Shorties' first ever digital premiere. Thank you all for tuning in. We will begin shortly, so sit back and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, the BMW Shorties Chill digital premiere will begin shortly. A few things to take note before we begin. Grab a snack and get comfy. Close other open tabs for a smoother viewing experience. Please respect other viewers by being polite in the comment section. As Rama Rama will be premiered exclusively via a separate stream, kindly refrain from recording or photographing any portion of the film or the premiere segment of the event. Please also refrain from posting any images and videos of the film or the premiere segment of the event. That's all of it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the BMW Shorties' first ever digital premiere. you for joining us. Don't forget to follow and tag us on Facebook and Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, the BMW Shorties and Chill digital premiere will begin shortly. A few things to take note before we begin. Grab a snack and get comfy. Close other open tabs for a smoother viewing experience. Please respect other viewers by being polite in the comments section. As Rama Rama will be premiered exclusively via a separate stream, kindly refrain from recording or photographing any portion of the film or the premiere segment of the event. Please also refrain from posting any images and videos of the film or the premiere segment of the event. That's all of it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the BMW Shorties' first ever digital premiere. Are you ready for the first ever BMW Shorties digital premiere? Stay tuned, we will begin shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, the BMW Shorties and Chill digital premiere will begin shortly. A few things to take note before we begin. Grab a snack and get comfy. Close other open tabs for a smoother viewing experience. Please respect other viewers by being polite in the comments section. As Rama Rama will be premiered exclusively via a separate stream, kindly refrain from recording or photographing any portion of the film or the premiere segment of the event. Please also refrain from posting any images and videos of the film or the premiere segment of the event. That's all of it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the BMW Shorties' first ever digital premiere. Are you ready for the first ever BMW Shorties digital premiere? Stay tuned, we will begin shortly. Hello, I'm Juanita Ramaya, your host for today. While we come to you live and direct digitally, we are also live on the ground at several partner venues where this broadcast is televised live with some fun activities going on. Let's check in with our viewers at Dissolved Solids, who are our main beverage partner for the program. We have Tresha on the line, the manager at Dissolved Solids. Hey Tresha, how you doing? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm good. Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm making some mocktails at the moment.
Very nice. Perfect timing. Actually, can you show our viewers how to make a simple mocktail? Maybe something they can try at home?
Sure. So
Awesome.
usually we will grab a shaker, but it's very hard to find a shaker at home, so you can always get these containers after you finish your cookies.
Oh.
So I've already pre-measured everything, but you can always use a measuring glass. But if you don't have this, you can always use a weighing scale.
Okay.
So first thing is any juice. I'm using grapefruit juice, so I just throw it in, 30 ml. And I'm putting in some lemon and lime, 20. And I'm using some Genmaisha tea. So Genmaisha tea is actually like a roasted brown rice tea, so it's around 60 ml. And we'll be using some simple syrup at 15 ml. And if you like any herbs, you can always use rosemary or thyme, but today I'm using kaffir lime leaf. So you can tear it and put it in. So next thing, just grab some ice.
Very nice. There's actually a lot of work, really. I don't know, it's a craft.
Yeah.
It's making mocktails.
So all the ice in here, and then you just shake.
Shake it!
So next thing, just grab a glass. A glass will do. Okay. Then pour everything in. And to finish off, you can always add some butterfly pea flower to give it a different contrast coloring. And you can always garnish with kaffir lime leaf or some dehydrated lime, as well as some rose petals to just make it extra
Very
flavorful.
nice. I love the color. Thank you so much, Tresha. Thanks for the drink.
No worries. Thank you.
We'll check in again with you later, okay?
Sure. Okay. See you later.
See you. But seriously, on that mocktail, it looked amazing, right? Like very fresh and summer vibes. I can't wait to try it at home. But also, as mentioned, we have an exciting program today with music performances, panel discussions, and of course, the premiere of Rama Rama. And up next, we also have viewers at Safe House in TTDI. Let's see what's going on there. Hey, John, how's it going?
Hey, Juanita. We're having a jolly good time here. Everyone's got like their food, their drinks.
Very nice.
Yeah, man.
Nice pink
I've
hair.
got my super nice toffee thing.
Very cool.
Demolishing the dessert bar right now.
Oh man. Don't tell me, okay? Don't tempt me. Wait, while we're here, while we're pumped, I want to do a little recap on last year. We've seen some pretty phenomenal creations from phenomenal people, some of your friends. On the top of your head, can you name your top favorite or favorites from last year?
I have two in particular. One is definitely this film called Pekat dan Bisu. It's a film by Grimm Film. It was shot very, very well because it's a story of two sisters who are orphans. One is deaf and one is mute, and it showcases their daily lives and how they will go about their daily lives, and eventually ending with a very, very powerful scene of the older sister dressed in traditional headgear and her makeup and all that, and only for that split second, and then the film ends. So I thought it was a really powerful statement to showcase. It was kind of like a say no to child marriage kind of thing.
Yeah.
And because it was shot in such a manner, I guess.
Yeah.
There was no need for any kind of speech to happen in the video at all. So it was just that. And so that was one of my favorites. The other one would be Nick Davis's film called Filet, if I'm not wrong. It's a film about him just being in his room, in his house, and trying to survive the MCO. And eventually, there's a scene where he cuts himself. He cuts a piece of himself where he will end up just eating it. So I guess that's kind of like the challenge or the hardship of being in a COVID world. So those were the actual two films that I thought really stood out to me and looked amazing, sounded amazing. So yeah.
Nice, perfect. You highlighted one with like real issues and one that's a bit dark. That's more you. I get it.
Yeah. True.
Nice.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for sharing with us. I'll talk to you later.
Right, thank you.
John, I actually need to check back with you later, okay? But for now, thank you.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. There's so much energy at Dissolved Solids and Safe House as well. But if you're streaming alone, why? Please don't. We assure you standard operating procedures are being taken. So feel free to head over to any of these locations before the premiere and make sure you join in the fun. But for now, without further ado, I think everyone is ready for the BMW Shorties and Chill to begin. So let's get to it. Welcome to the BMW Shorties and Chill, the first ever digital premiere by BMW Shorties. We are here to celebrate many things. A new year, 2021, of course, a new beginning, another event by BMW Group Malaysia, but specifically another BMW Shorties event, and the premiere of Rama Rama, a short film by 2019 Grand Prize winner Ikin Kee Charles. Hi, I'm your host, Juanita Ramaya. We have an exciting lineup of activities for you from now until 6 p.m. Music performances by our very own NYK and Sevencaller t-shirt. We've got merchandise giveaways, a panel discussion with industry film experts, and of course, the premiere of Rama Rama later this evening. We're also choosing 5 winners for the Best Dress contest today. So if you haven't already, snap a pic of your best chill-at-home look and hashtag #DressUpForShorties, BMW Shorties, and hashtag Shorties Premiere. Don't forget to tag us, BMW Shorties, on Instagram or Facebook to win some exclusive exclusive merch. Now, to help me get the show on the road, I'd like to introduce Sashi Ambi, Head of Corporate Communications, BMW Group Malaysia. Hi, Sashi.
Hi, Wanita.
How are you?
I'm good.
Have a seat. All right. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you, Wanita, for helping us host this program. I hope everyone at home is enjoying the program we put together so far. I mean, I'm excited to be here. It's the first time we're doing the BMW Shorties as on a fully digital platform.
Yeah, it's very, very exciting. How has it been so far? Because it's now 15 years, right, in installment.
Yeah, the BMW Shorties was actually started as a project to identify, cultivate, and support emerging film talent and content creators in Malaysia. And safe to say, over the 14 years that we've run the project, everything that you see today in Malaysia, whether it's online, ads, social media, and involved storytelling, it's probably created by talent from the BMW Shorties.
Definitely, I think.
In fact, in the last years that we've done the project, we've got so many highlights, and I have a little bit of a show and tell, a reel to play for you guys, so please have a look.
That was very, very cool. But BMW Group Malaysia as a whole, how did you guys do as a company?
Well, 2020 was a challenging year for a lot of organizations and a lot of people. But as an organization, I think we saw the silver lining in the changes that were happening. And it made us look at ourselves in a very different way and enabled us to move in the country in a very different way as well.
Yeah.
While we did launch a lot of vehicles and had a lot of fun doing so, it also changed the way how we viewed ourselves as an organization operating in Malaysia. And in fact, I have a video to show what we did in 2020, and what a year it was.
Let's check it out. That was pretty epic, to say the least. I mean, you guys look like you had a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a very special year for us, especially in these circumstances.
Yeah, it was a tough year, I mean, for all of us. But as we saw in the videos, BMW is very much a team player, right? You guys are with the people all the time. And we've seen this especially during the height of the pandemic, where BMW made it a point to support smaller local businesses as well. And that's really meaningful.
Yeah. You know, especially during the MCO, we actually discovered a lot of young entrepreneurs and young individuals who are actually, you know, breaking the mold and starting their own businesses because of the crisis and because of situation. And I got to say, after we came out from that lockdown, we decided to change the way we launched our cars and introduced the brand, and we started to work with them. In fact, for the BMW Shorties Chill project today, we're working with 2 local businesses. Dissolve Solids, who are out in Damansara Kim, and Safe House KL, which is in TTDI, and we're actually live from there as well.
Yeah, they're watching us, and we've also got some pretty cool stuff going. Let's check in with them, see how they're doing.
All right.
Hello, how's it going so far?
Hi, Rina.
Hi.
Hi.
Rina, hello. Hi, Rina. Hi, you're with Trisha.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, guys. Okay. How's it going? What's going on?
Oh, we're making another drink.
All right.
How's the crowd out there?
Yeah.
I don't know if they can hear you.
Yeah.
Sounds
So
like
we're
it's
just
busy.
making another drink.
Okay, she's just
Can you
gonna
hear
go
us?
straight to it. Yes, go.
Yeah, so we're
Let's
making
go.
another drink.
Yeah.
Just a quick shake. We're doing a pear, elderflower, and lime, something floral and refreshing for her to try later on.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Look at Rina, all happy.
So like if not many people have heard about Dissolve Solid, so we're actually like a cafe and a bar, like all day, all night. So we start at 1 and then we serve coffee and cocktails. So you come in at 1, you still can have coffee and cocktails until 11 where we close. Yeah. And around this situation, I mean, like obviously all of us are trying to adapt to the new norm where all the offline businesses are now online, and we try to accommodate to whatever that we can to our consumers.
Yes, I do have a question for Trisha. Now, since the theme for the BMW Shorties this year is charge, would you say you found yourself charging boldly in running your business in 2020? I mean, tell us about how you managed to overcome your obstacles, because it must have been crazy.
So obviously for us, we really don't really have much of a choice but to adapt to the current situation. Like we've mentioned previously, where changing from offline businesses to online, trying to accommodate more to deliveries, doing more events virtually, like how we are all doing it together.
Gotcha.
So adapting to the new norm.
Yeah, so embracing the digital life. Thank you so much. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trisha.
So I guess if people want to go out there, they can actually check out those places if they want to experience
Yeah.
the Shorties live at a physical place.
Yeah.
But,
so if you want to go for, it's just Dissolve Solids again, as we mentioned. It's we can do that before Rama Rama begins. Okay. Just in case you don't know, we will also be streaming live on YouTube, Facebook. If you want to catch the premiere of Rama Rama, you have to go to the website though, www.bmwshorties.com/premiere. Okay. Now let's head over to Safe House for a quick peek. Okay.
All right, out at TTDI.
John.
Hey, Monica.
Hi, John.
Hey, Sashi.
Hey, John.
You have Farhan with you.
Yes, Farhan's here. So Farhan's what?
I can't. This was another question for her.
Okay.
So, you want to tell us what you do?
So Farhan is the co-coordinator of Safe House KL. Farhan, could you tell us more about Safe House?
Hi. I'm one of the many partners of Safe House, and it's mostly a creative space for the community We do a lot of like community events and just bring like a lot of the younger crowd in one space.
Very cool. How has 2020 been for you guys at Safe House? Can you tell me a little bit about that? Maybe your motivation for your business during the pandemic to strive and charge forward?
Unluckily, we started the business a little before the pandemic, but throughout all of that, we really are able to adapt to the new norm. Like we did a lot of live streams and a lot of these efforts to move forward despite the challenges. We hope that 2021 is definitely going to be like a different overall challenge for us, but so far it's been a lot of overwhelming support by the younger creative crowd, and I see that a lot of people appreciate just like being around here.
Yeah, I mean, we always do appreciate a creative space. It's a home. It's somewhere we can go to, somewhere we can, just be ourselves and contribute. I feel like, we're contributing. But so thank you so much for striving on and for charging forward and maintaining the space so that we have a place to go to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. I'll let you go. Everyone looks like they're having a lot of fun, though, at the live viewing parties, so that's good. Pre-MCO, by the way, just for your info, Safe House also doubled up as a prime chill-out spot, not just for the creative community, but for everyone, just to reiterate. Let's hope things get better. So, we've got performances later on as well, and Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's inspiring, I think, what the guys at Safe House are doing.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's the story of many of the entrepreneurs and the individuals that actually we discovered during the pandemic. And, they inspired us of how we operated in 2020, as I said.
Yeah.
And, when we moved forward, we decided to launch our vehicles and do all our activities in a very different way. In fact, I've got one video that, that I think is the highlight for me for 2020. And that's how when we started working with all these entrepreneurs, and we did that with our new 1 Series and the X1. So maybe we'll take a look at that video.
Okay, let's check it out.
When we first heard of the MCO announcement, we straight away feel that how are we going to run our business during the MCO period? Because we had to shut down for a while. So we decided to shift our business back in our place, our home, to make sure that I can still be in business at that time.
There was a great sense of panic, especially when we didn't know what was allowed and what wasn't allowed. And a lot of feelings of anxiety, especially when all the plans have had to take a back seat. So personally, I came to the realization that, okay, I'm not in this alone. I'm sure a lot of other business owners feel the same way as I do.
I'm a DJ. I've been running nightlife, especially for the house, techno and disco scene in KL. So of course, with COVID-19, the clubs shut, so I was completely out of a job. Now that the whole world's on lockdown, there's nothing to do anymore. So that's what COVID-19 kind of did. It took me away from 10 years of work.
And same thing for me, like I've been in the F&B industry, so restaurants and bars for 10 years as well. Before COVID, I just started to consult, so not be attached to a restaurant, just one, but really consult. And of course, when it happened, there's no more consultant needed, so I lost my contract. That's why we needed to do something. We couldn't just stay at home and relax. We needed to find something to do during COVID.
One of the very first few challenges that I faced was a shortage of supply, because it's just that, a lot of things were uncertain and suppliers were running short, and I've had to source for multiple places, and that really affected the business in a way. So it really just kind of forced me into looking at the menu and thinking, okay, what works, and just trying to focus on operating from a leaner menu instead.
All of these problems that we had during MCO, it affects our business just to sustain overhead every month. We had to come up with a few solutions. What we did was we hired our own runner to minimize the cost of the delivery fee, and also to help us save more time actually.
And in this road, I think we learned to be compassionate towards everybody and to continue trying to be passionate about everything you see. Like, it was a great lesson, you know. I think this was almost like the universe's way of giving us a little kick and telling us that we need to kind of look within ourselves to understand ourselves better.
In these unprecedented times, it is our dynamic, independent spirit that continues to drive us forward as pioneers in the premium automotive industry in Malaysia. No matter the shift in time nor technology, we at BMW Group Malaysia are inspired by the dynamic individuals and local entrepreneurs who helped us introduce the all-new BMW 1 Series and the new BMW X1 S-Drive 18i recently. Their passion, spirit and drive during the pandemic has been an excellent source of inspiration for us. After all, the best innovation and ideas in the world were born in troubled times. We hope in this time they have managed to inspire you as much as they have us. BMW Malaysia is proud to celebrate the inspiring entrepreneurs of today who displayed sheer determination in the face of a pandemic, the spirit that yearns to create, inspire, and innovate. This is luxury redefined. This is joy in the new normal.
All right, moving on, we have a bunch of amazing people gathered here to talk about filmmaking in the new normal and what that entails, as well as navigating the ins and outs of OTT platforms. So glad that you could join us here today. Thank you. Now, I'm going to introduce everybody. We have Ikin Ki Charles, of course, our star of the night. We have Lina Tan, Nadiah Hamzah, Tan Cheving, and Khairil Bahar.
What's up?
Okay, now let's talk about filmmaking in the COVID era. CD, how do you stay creative during this time, the pandemic?
All right. So for during MCO, I guess it was tough at first. Okay. Since March, right? All the production been stopped, right? So at first, I'm from a more advertising TVC making background. So once the MCO been started, then clients been starting to pulling off plugs and all that. So I guess that there were two parts of it. So first is in terms of the ideation, creativity, things that, because you are limited, so a lot of times you have to, for example, jobs has to be, because cannot shoot, right? So you have to, use, for example, stock footages and all that. So how do you make it interesting for jobs and stuff like that? And the other way of it is, a lot of us, we were sort of like shooting at home. So we call it home video. So you get talents to film themselves at home. You send the camera to them, you send the lighting to them, and trying to direct them over like video calls and stuff like that. So that was a tough part. But so that was, if I remember correctly, so that was during a Raya festive period. So a lot of Raya film were done in such a way. So I directed like 3 or 4 these sort of films, right? And then you have to stand up, because everyone is doing the same thing, filming at home and stuff like that. Then in terms of story, you have to think of something really creative, what can it be done in the house with the talents and limited resources and stuff like that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I think you did a couple as well, right?
I did one for Raya because we were all gearing up for Raya season, right? Everybody was like, yeah, all the boards are coming in. They all came in, the briefs came in, and then suddenly like nobody can go out and shoot. They're like, okay, we gotta change the strategy. And then like they say, oh, we can do remote directing, which is something totally alien and new. And whatever takes like 2 hours will take 5 hours, So that was a learning process for us, I guess.
Correct.
And then after that, like, there were certain clients who still wanted to do this whole remote directing remote production thing.
Correct.
I guess that's the biggest takeaway from for production this year.
You really adapt lah. We were in the middle of a shoot in a school. We got the call and we had to completely stop shoot immediately. That we were doing a long form series. We took the entire cast and crew and we created a telemovie completely during the COVID situation. And the cast and crew the story, rewrote the whole script.
Right.
And we shot the whole telemovie during the COVID situation. It's for the show called SMK. And then that won an award recently. So it's like, okay, that's cool.
How long did you have between that time to take the whole script and write everything new?
We turned over, because the cast was already cast, because these are the cast of the series and everybody recognizes them. So we took about, I think, two weeks to rewrite the whole thing, 2 weeks plus to rewrite. They were very fast. Astro was very fast in saying, muted idea. I muted the idea of doing a documentary to Astro. I said, like, it's a COVID. This is something unprecedented. You should document this in a documentary. So they're like, yeah, great, good idea, let's do this. And I said, yeah, but I can't go out and shoot. So literally, how do you capture? Because you'll never ever have a time in history that there's empty streets, nothing, never before. So to Astro, yeah, great, I'll do a documentary, but I can't send my camera crew out to shoot. So so I shouldn't say how we did it, but we did it.
Yeah, we did it. We survived. We had to sink or swim.
No, but there's a lot, so they say stock footage, talking to people who did go out and shoot the empty streets. We contacted them. In fact, interestingly, without the human connection, physically, we actually became closer because, of course, we're online. We do things that we never thought we could do.
Great. Nadiah, what are some of the new learnings that you learned during this challenging period, this pandemic?
I would say, in the earlier part of the year, when there was MCO, we couldn't leave, it's really about how to carry on our jobs, like production in a different way, in the new normal. So there was this whole idea of remote directing, where we would direct talents, and the talent would have to shoot themselves and then cameras and all that stuff. So that would be the new learning for this year. I hope we never have to get back to that, because it's really ultimately filmmaking, you need human interaction. It makes everything faster. So when you are you have these stumbling blocks, which is technology, right? It kind of makes everything slower. You lose that human touch, but I think I mentioned, you gotta it was either sink or swim. So we just had to figure out stuff so we could survive. If not, there would have been a few months where people didn't have jobs.
Yeah. Great. What about Lina? You had a project last year during MCO.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell us about that? Because you had to make some pretty big
changes. It is unprecedented times, So when for instance, we were shooting in a school, we had a series with kids, immediately we got a call, we stopped shoot immediately. So literally, okay. And then 3 weeks later, we turned around, they suggested, Astro, who's the broadcaster, said, can we do a telemovie? Raya is coming, and can we shoot can we even do a music video? But we cannot leave the house. So they said, Nama, write something. So we wrote the story around being stuck in the house. And it's MCO, what do we do? It's Raya, we can't see each other. So then we created a song like Jawa Raya, it's so sad, cannot see our friends, cannot see our family. And then we shot everything remotely, like Nadiah says. And never you think it's not possible, but for us, because it was a telemovie and the actors were all teenagers, but they all knew their characters so well. Yeah. And they turned their own homes into their character bedrooms or their characters. So we gave them references, and then we send them
so the talent was shooting themselves.
They would definitely shoot. And
of course, sort of art directed their
like you guys, the directors were behind and okay, that's a good take. But literally they would do their own thing, and it's amazing because if you get really good talents who knows how to do, angle their cameras, they're so good.
Because everyone now with TikTok and YouTube,
it did really well, Astro, and we were so amazed. Even
that's great.
Just do new ways of doing it.
Yeah, and Iken, you filmed Rama Rama as well, right, during the pandemic in July. How was that for you?
So when we were shooting Rama Rama, basically the cases was not as high as it is recently, and during that time we were already allowed to go on set with the SOP, with the regulation that was given. at first, my producer, Atika Rosdi, she did mention to me maybe we need to adapt to the situation like what Nadiah mentioned, which is remote directing and everything. But if there's a story that you really want to tell, just tell it. So I wanted to do that. So we pushed the shoot. Supposedly we wanted to shoot on May. We pushed it to July, and then we flew in half of the crew from here to Sabah, but we need to sign all the regulations and everything, keep everything minimal. And as a director and a writer, I would say for you to help the production is to play around with the resources that you have. Also, at home, play around with what you have. So see where you can save, not make it.
How do you do that? How do you keep it small?
For me, my script, with the advantage that I have is it doesn't require big productions. It requires quite small team. So, yeah, I mean.
It was easier for you, I guess, to manage. Yeah, that's a good tip. But Lina, you mentioned earlier before we started the closing of cinemas right now and tips for filmmakers. So how do filmmakers get their films into cinemas now that we're not we're not visiting cinemas anymore? How do they still get it seen?
I think at first nobody thinks too much about it, but then when it really hits you when you see MBO closing down, you no longer can go and buy tickets, and suddenly you realize all Hollywood blockbusters are not being released this year. What about my little film? We had a movie we were scheduled to shoot. We just said, okay, next, forget it. Let's just do it next year indefinitely. We postpone it indefinitely to next year. I haven't even got dates, but I have all my actors locked in. And I just think cinemas is never going to be the same again. So we need to look at next level, which is OTT platforms, which is things like Netflix, like View, like all these. And we need to look at them as the new cinema in a way, because it's like demand, right? Nobody watches 7:30, my favorite show is on. Nobody does that anymore. It's dead. So you go and say, okay, now I'm going to save my popcorn and watch 30 episodes of XYZ, and that's the way it's going to be. So it is also giving us the way people are viewing is giving us filmmakers a new platform and a new way of telling our stories. And I think it's getting very interesting that it allows us to actually tell more diverse stories as opposed to being pressured to just do one big film and spend 2-3 million,
Kai, how do you think filmmakers should, what should they do to get their films on OTT platforms?
I mean, first thing is, I just like to say, it is a rough time. Obviously, for all of us, you hear all the stories, it's a rough time. But that's the thing. At the same time, you kind of have to look at what opportunities there are out there, We are living at a time when there are no blockbusters out in the cinemas. So you don't have to compete. You know what I mean?
Right. That's a nice way to look at it.
With my movie, I spent most of 2019 going the regular route, trying to get it somewhere. Festivals, distributors, cinemas, wherever, which is kind of tough for a cheap black and white film about subject matter that not many people with money care about. You know what I mean? So, even if we had a distributor, you would still have to figure out a way, how am I going to market this guy sandwiched in between Wonder Woman and James Bond and Tenet? It's a pretty daunting thing, right? And with all my low-budget indie films in the past, that's always been the issue, trying to find that little slot where there's nothing going on, which is very rare, So putting Kickflip out now on a platform like Mubi, it's very, very different and very, very interesting because already just by the platform, each platform kind of has its own kind of market and brand. And Mubi was the kind of platform where people who would be receptive to this movie would check out, And because the cinemas are closed, because there aren't any big blockbusters out, because there aren't even any local blockbusters out, people are a bit more open to try new content.
Yeah.
I absolutely, and this is no diss to my own culture, but I did not expect a really good response from the, Malay-speaking audience.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I had kind of made peace with, I guess, I'll always be the Mak Saleh Buntu Hitam where, this Celok boy who makes these Damansara movies that no one cares about, So,
yeah, because I speak English.
All my speaking like that. So it was very like, you know, it was, number one, it was very validating, but it was also very interesting to see like, okay, you know, like people tend to make the assumptions that, oh, this is your market, this is this. This is your market, this is that. You know, like, but right now, when you've already binge watched everything you would usually watch back in March, you're kind of open to watching some new stuff.
Yeah.
So it's something to take advantage of.
It's true. And it was like what you said, you know, the new market, right?
Yeah.
Like cinemas, I can give an example. This for the first time ever, Astro First, it's an OTT platform. They unprecedented, they had 2 movies that hit a box office, and I say box office means people buying, paying 15 ringgit, 2 films, never before hit form. One hit 6 million, one hit 7 million.
Right.
And this is more than cinema, what you could collect at the cinema. At $7 million, a film, this guy was a YouTuber who made a film entirely in Kelantanese dialect. Kelantanese, you know, how many people here understand? But the fact that became the #1 blockbuster OTT Malay film, actually Malaysian film of the year so far. Nobody has beaten it. It's amazing, you know. Sorry, you guys who studied so many years in, you know, film school, but you know, this guy. But you know, you must give it to this guy.
Yeah,
$7 million. It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Guy, what are you doing?
I didn't go to film school. I got a degree in economics and philosophy.
But you see, what was great is that it opened up a whole platform, new filmmakers, new avenues. That guy would never have gotten onto the cinema. He would have probably had to wait another 3-4 years before he's even given an opportunity to make a film in the cinema. But with this, he turned over. First, he was acting in a film that did very well, Shiv Malam Raya. He saw the success of it after 4-5 million. He said, okay, he took his own money. I'm making my own film. He turned over a film within 3 months, less than 3 months, I think 2 months. He was shooting his own film. He directed, everything in it.
I think that's like a creative thing. We just do everything.
And then
everything
he went up there and said, no, I'm going to just put it up. Astro said, okay, we'll support you. Next thing you know.
That's amazing. So if for new filmmakers, maybe younger people who are watching this, what are, would you say, the important steps into doing this, into getting their film onto OTT platforms? Where do they go to, I don't know, send it out?
I mean, if you're asking me, like, the first thing I would say is, and, you know, this might be not the most popular opinion, but to me it's like, if you're the director, that's the last damn thing you should be thinking about. Let the producer worry about that stuff. You're the director, worry about the damn script. You know? Because that's the thing. Like, to me, it's just make your movie. Whatever the movie is, make your movie. Right? And then, after that, when you're trying to find, like, a way to put it out there, like, you know, here's the funny thing. And the piece of advice I always give everyone when they ask, like, how do you do this? And I just say, ask. You know, like, that's, like, if you want to know how I got my movie on Mubi, I asked. That's it. You know, find someone's phone number and ask. Don't have a phone number, go on their Facebook page. Ask. They don't have a Facebook account, go to the company's account, go to the website, find someone who knows someone. Just ask. And if they say no, it's cool. Because at the end of the day, there is a free, streaming platform for you to already use. It's called YouTube. You make money out of it. Just use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, my first 2 films, because I own the copyright of it. So I'm like, I don't know where else to put this. Fine, YouTube. Anyone still wants to see it, go right ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's easy. Everything's online, right?
Yeah.
But would you say television is dead? Is television dead?
I mean, I work in television for more than 20 years already. I mean, producing and the different models to, you know, there's commercial models. I used to work in TV commercials, very simple. The model is a TV commercial, a big agency comes, they pay you, that's it, that's done. Then you have the content. I mean, television for me was always about content. From then till now, I still believe it. The medium is just a medium. You know, where's film now? I started using 16-35mm Kodak, is dead, literally, dead and buried. So people will never stop watching television. In fact, more so now when you got really nothing to do, you know?
Right.
Yeah, you're consuming more content. We're consuming more content than ever. Yeah. We daily wake up, first thing we look at our phone. That 10 seconds dog videos, cat videos and all that. Number 2, so what we're doing is we're consuming so much content that people are, now we have an overflux of content, but good and bad, that young filmmakers, it gives us so much avenues to create content, because I don't see it as just making things for TV, making things for film. I would say we make things for content. Your BMW Shorties is about great little short stories. Guang was a BMW Shorties winner in the year, I can't remember, but you know, now it's a movie and it's gone to China. Look at where it's gone. So content is all about the creativity. Start from something, become something else. It manifests itself.
Yeah, that's great. Right, 2021 though is a big year. Can you talk me through what you have planned this year, Khai? What's in store?
Well, hopefully I'll get paid soon. I honestly don't know if that applies for right now, but that's usually a safe answer. 2021. Well, a lot of it is going to be trying to keep promoting Kickflip because, like I said, you know, streaming, it's kind of there for a while.
Yeah.
And it's this weird world of not knowing how to exactly promote something compared to a regular cinema movie release. So we'll be still playing this weird experiment of trying to figure out how to get this movie out there, hopefully on other platforms, hopefully internationally. And as for other stuff, we'll see. Got a couple ideas brewing, so fingers crossed, knock on wood, that I won't be broke this year.
Opposite. CD, what about you?
Right, so I'm actually currently in the midst of finishing up a few commercial jobs, mostly Chinese New Year related, post-productions and stuff like that. And actually, I'm also working on a short film, hopefully can be produced right after Chinese New Year on the first quarter of this year. And then hopefully, if the pandemic and everything is getting better, we can travel again, then the film could travel to a film festivals and stuff like that, then that would be great.
Okay, cool. Sounds like a busy first quarter, yeah, this year.
Okay.
Nadiah?
I'm really glad 2020 is over and done with. Really looking forward to all the films that were supposed to be shot last year. I'm hoping to push out a second feature. Go into production for my second feature this year, hopefully. And I just really can't wait to get back into the cinemas.
Great.
Lina? Yeah. For me, well, I'm looking forward to a whole bunch of new films, the ones that all got postponed last year to be shown this year, including a film that I'm doing. I was supposed to shoot a film last year. I am completely postponing indefinitely. But this year, also, there is funds coming in from Finas for those of you who, it's very important for filmmakers, especially out there, because I'm just doing a plug for Finas, also because I'm a board director of Finas at the moment. And there are funds that's available for filmmakers to pitch to and apply and get funds to make their films, their short films, also TV series, anything that can generate income for the industry. So I hope this year that the industry will be more vibrant because it's been really sluggish last year, right? And because nobody could shoot, but that there are lots of productions and that we can generate a lot more income and get a vibrancy of the industry going again. Because with the platforms that we have right now, there's just so much things we can do. It's just a matter of where is the funding coming from? Where are the funds coming to make these films? And then where do we go? Who's putting the marketing into it? Where are the audience? Are the audience out there? Can we look for the audience? So I think in this case, my hope for 2021 is that number one, that we see a lot more interesting different kinds of films coming from different filmmakers. And number two, that if cinema is very difficult and is still very uncertain, I hope that there'll be new platforms coming up down the road. I hear there are, but that will cater towards a diverse Malaysian eclectic taste. As you know, all Malaysians we have all these very eclectic tastes, right? You can watch anything from Korean to Hindustani to Kazakhstan movie to Iranian to And I really hope that we can make a mark with the Malaysian films that we can produce because we do have very good filmmakers.
Yeah.
I just think it's a matter of the support system being there for these young filmmakers. And things like BMW Shorties is very, very important.
Yes.
I hope it continues in 2021 to generate really good new filmmakers and success stories. I think they have been very vital in promoting it. And I hope that they continue. So I really look forward to a more vibrant 2021.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the diversity of it all. But Ikin, what do you have for 2021?
So for 2021, currently I'm working on a project for a few months. And other than that, I hope I will be able to tell more stories, to add more colors into the already colorful Malaysian cinema that we have. And we get to travel to more festivals, I would say.
Right, okay. Thank you so much for joining us on this session. Up next, we have a music performance by NYK. So stay tuned. Now, just a quick reminder before we continue, the premiere of Rama Rama will take place privately on a separate stream. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, do visit our website for the full short film premiere. You can find the link below in the description box, and if you'd like to join us later. Now, the Best Dress contest is also happening right now. Exclusive BMW Shorties merchandise is still yours for the taking. All you have to do is snap a photo of you in your best chill-at-home outfit during the BMW Shorties and Chill. Upload it on your Facebook or Instagram, and make sure your profile is set to public so we can find you. Tag us, BMW Shorties, and hashtag BMW Shorties, hashtag dressing up for BMW Shorties. Now, time to amp up the chill. Hey, NYK.
Hey guys, this is NYK, and I am here to perform a live stream set for BMW Shorties and Chill. I'm very excited.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty fine. Obviously, there's been all this stuff going around, but for myself, I'm doing all right, yeah.
How has the pandemic been treating you so far? How have you been holding up?
It hasn't been too bad. I mean, it is pretty sad and everything to see everything going on, but I am thankful that I finally have the discipline and time to just stay at home and focus on my music and continue writing. I get easily distracted sometimes, so this is good. However, on the other hand, I'm sure my other musician friends feel the same way. We haven't had a chance to perform, which we love. We haven't had a chance to do a lot of live gigs. We've been constrained to live stream sets, which I'm also still thankful for having, but it definitely adds an extra obstacle to how we sustain our career as musicians. But I do believe that we have enough. If we do dedicate ourselves to our craft strongly enough, I do believe that we can get through this, and we have been getting through this. So, yeah.
Wise words. So, what are you going to play for us today?
So, I'll be playing music from across the past 3 years of my career. There will be a track from my first ever EP, which I worked on in Sweden with some really cool guys. There is a song with my friend Jai, who was based in New York, but she's back here right now. There will also be a track from my latest EP called Salt. So yeah, you're gonna get a taste of every different year of my career, I suppose. So yes.
Perfect. Let's get into it.
Yeah. So the first song is gonna be a song from the first EP, and it's called Faded. And it's personally one of my favorite songs that I wrote. And yeah, it does remind me a lot of my time in Sweden. I really enjoyed that week with all the guys over there. So this is Faded. Thank you. I can see the fault lines telling to my face like you mean it. Can't you thinking that it's too late? You can wait, can't you wait? Save it for the good times. You said that I would be fine when naked. Couldn't see your love was overrated. Now she made it, I'm faded. There's still so much to say. I'm faded, broken, pretending you're on the line, wasting my time. I'm sinking deeper, I'm watching you spend the night like I'll be fine. I'll be over this. I don't quite know how to tell you this, but lately I've been with my tango. I didn't tell you that I would be okay with this time. Acting like first explanation, put on an accent. Tries on me, you can probably tell that there was a filter on the lighter. Take it in stride, call off the line. Romanticize the person, so it be much better at night. I want you back, see the red in my eyes, can tell if it's drugs or the crying. See the red in my eyes, make me wonder how good you do. There's still so much to say. I'm faded, broken, pretending you're on the line, wasting my time. I'm sinking deeper. I'm watching you spend the night like I'll be fine. I'll be over it. I'm faded, broken, pretending you're on the line, wasting my time. I'm sinking deeper. Watching you spend your night like I'll be fine. I'll be over this. Like I'll be over this. Like I'll be over this. Thank you. So that was Faded. Again, a track from my first EP, Unlovable. Really enjoyed that song. I really like that song. Fun fact, modeled after Super Rich Kids by Frank Ocean. So that's just a little tidbit. The next song is called Adore, and it is from my latest EP called Salt. So really, really fun track. We made it in like so fast, like maybe 30 to 45 minutes. It just came so easily. And I need to give a huge shout out to Yiwen for directing the music video and Moto for lending us the clothes for the music video. You guys have been really, really kind to us. Big shout out. I might be even more proud of the music video than the song itself. So do check it out. I do love the music video a lot. This is called Adore, and I hope you enjoy. Step out, my jeans so fly, my mind somewhere in the ground. Good day, it look okay, but had to go start thinking out loud. Yeah. I can't help but notice that you been in a lot of focus, running through like forest. You be caring less about us. I know that you've been really missing out, missing out of all the things that you couldn't do without me. You just don't think that you were ready to find your mouth. You and I both know what's going on, cause you don't actually love me. Yeah, she just wants to be closer to my heart. She don't actually love me. Yeah, she just wants to have someone to adore. She don't actually. She don't actually. She don't actually. She don't actually. Hold up, better day one. What's your name? Where you from? Do you like Frank? Are you like that? Too good, got me feeling like I should tap that. I can't play the song for the night light. Then I started here, that'll sound right. I can feel it so choke on my windpipe. So my plastic dog, really lifelike. After all the boys that you got, level my size for your taste. Only got one last request. Just don't forget me, please. Yeah. She just wants to be closer to my heart. She don't actually love me. Yeah. She just wants to have someone to adore. She don't actually. Yeah. She don't actually. No. She don't actually. She don't actually. Yeah. And she don't actually. She don't actually. And she don't actually. Boom, that was Adore, latest song from my latest EP called Salt. Do check it out, please. And again, please check out the music video. I just really like this song, it's so fun. So yes. We are at the last song of the set. This song is called Daylight, and probably my top favorite song that I've written so far. I still remember when she just sent over the track from New York, and I was in a cafe called Shuang Si in Downing Street. It was raining, and I think I banged out the song. Like I got in the mood, I was feeling it, and I think I banged out the song like an hour straight. Just got all the lyrics up, got all of that out. It was just great. And yes, I think it is also one of the most well-received songs that I've written. A lot of people do appreciate this song a lot. A lot of people come to me telling me how much they like the song, how much they listen to it when they're driving and stuff. Yeah, so I think this is a fan favorite as well, as is mine. So this is Daylight, and I hope you enjoy it.
Stay through the night and show your design, just stay through the night, just show me, just show me. Tripping all the way here, the foreign clouds drawn, I find myself swaying, now I'm alone. How many times have I finally learned? Still I'm stuck inside this gaze, and every little time I see the sun, I know I won't be long until it's time. Feel the day stay away, and everywhere I go I don't belong, and knowing that I won't be here for long. All my days spent away, but could you stay with me all the way through the night? Show me and down below your desire. Oh, could you stay with me until the moonlight dies? Then you can wake me up inside. We stayed up till our phones went and left us in the dark. I never really know where we are. I admit I let you play me this way, without knowing the name of this game. But you could have not led me astray. As I sit through the rainbow, wishing things could have gone wrong that way. I couldn't really see it black and white, even though I know you're mine, and how you look like inside. I'm sure you probably don't reciprocate in kind, but could you stay with me all the way through the night? Show me and down below your desire. Oh, could you stay with me until the moonlight dies? And you can wake me up inside, my baby. Stay. Won't you show me, baby, your desire? Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, oh.
Thank you. That was Daylight, and that's the last song of my set. And I hope you enjoyed yourself. Do check out the music that I just performed for you guys. I hope to be able to perform for you guys live right in front of you guys at some point to whoever's watching. Thank you so much. Shout out to BMW for having me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
Give it up for NYK, everybody. Now, we enter a very special part of the day. We have some surprise callers waiting on the line, so let's get right to it. We have Chen Yiwen, who is a BMW Shorties Grand Prize winner of 2010, and she's a filmmaker and journalist. Hi, Yiwen.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for waiting. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah.
Okay, so it's been now 10 years, right, since you've won the BMW Shorties. I'm sure a lot has happened. Take us through your highlights.
Well, 10 years is a long time. Really grateful for the opportunities that I've had as a documentary filmmaker and journalist. This year has been a difficult one for many of us. A lot of films were impacted, especially those in production. But I'm glad that there was positive progress with my second film. We won Best International Pitch in New Zealand, was selected for the American Film Showcase program in LA, and the project was workshopped with Oscar-winning filmmakers at USC. And the best news yet, we were awarded a production grant by Hot Dogs from Canada, and I believe we are the first Malaysian project. So it shows that there's a lot of there's potential and interest in Malaysian stories from the international audience.
Nice, you guys are representing. Now, what would you say is the most memorable project that you've done this year during the pandemic? Because you were able to work through that.
Yeah, so the pandemic, it has affected everyone in varying degrees, and the sectors most affected were the daily income earners, SMEs, and the B40 group. So I was working on a documentary with the CNA in Singapore. We cover a range of profiles. We look at the urban poor, we looked at the undocumented people in Sabah, businesses shutting down, and even a freelance cameraman because a lot of production friends couldn't work during the 3 months lockdown. Like you said, I was fortunate because I'm a media personnel, so I was able to continue working. And doing all these stories, I think one thing that struck me is that, despite the struggles and uncertainties, Malaysians are very resilient. We find other ways to earn an income. Yeah.
Yeah, building on the multi-income stream. Now, we saw your recent feature film called Eye on the Ball. It was right before the MCO happened. Can you tell us more about that?
Oh, it's great that your team, including the industry guests and media, were able to watch the original film in a cinema setting before MCO. So the documentary passed LPF censorship without any cuts and had Finas support for the Wajib Tayang scheme. But despite the rave reviews after the gala premiere, the film owners allowed the film subjects to remove several scenes which were crucial to the storyline without any consultation with the director or editor. I was only informed after the fact by a text message. So none of my key creative team who actually works on the film were consulted at all. So, while my other work had the opportunities to reach regional and international audiences, unfortunately, locally it seems there's a lack of understanding about documentary and journalism ethics or even respect for the filmmaker's craft. My creative team and I, we made the film with hopes to elevate our local documentary industry and standards. But I think what happened to it and what was done to it by the rights owner and the subjects is really the opposite. A documentary is not a corporate video. So this experience shows that there's perhaps still a long way to go to educate local audiences to understand and appreciate documentaries.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you, but as you said, I think Malaysians are resilient, so we need to just keep going and watching the film as soon as possible and keep supporting the local film scene. Thank you so much, Wen. Next up, we have Anand and Bells, BMW Shorties Grand Prize winner of 2018. Hey, Anand and Bells, how are you guys doing?
Hi, we are good.
Hey, we're good, yeah.
Yeah, 2021, guys. Are you excited? Has it been busy so far?
Yeah, hopefully it get better compared to last year.
I'm sure it will. The both of you have worked together for the past few years. So I have a question. Would you say your friendship created your films or your films created your friendship?
I think it's a film created our friendship because I think we know each other about 5 years ago. And we are colleagues. We worked for around 30 commercials together before we start our first short films.
Wow.
And then from that on, we love to shoot short films. Actually, we shoot short films together. I think got 3 now.
Very nice.
And now, yeah, it's a stage to move on to our featured films.
Very, very nice. It's exciting, huh? I guess the teamwork always makes the dream work. Now, we heard you're working on something new for the year ahead, City of Simple Simons. Could you give us a sneak peek on what that's about?
Sure. Well, City of Simple Simons is my first attempt at a feature film. And, and this COVID time, this COVID sort of few months of COVID has, given me the time to actually sit and write. And, lucky for us, we also got into 2 film labs, the Locarno Open Doors Lab and the Singapore Film Lab, where, I get the opportunity to sort of develop the feature film, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
It is.
I mean, also, the film is about, the film is about, it's a coming-of-age story in a sort of mythical fantasy realm in Malaysia.
Yeah, that must have been really nice to get into during MCO, right? How was that like, writing during MCO?
Oh, it was great, actually. I mean, not to take anything away from anyone, but, it was really quiet. There was no day job because nobody could go out. There was no rush in life for the 4 or 5 months. So all I did was wake up and write all day long.
Yeah.
And ask for a better time to write, actually.
Get into fantasy world. What about you, Bells? How was MCO for you?
Yeah, MCO, because I'm just a producer, so MCO, I'm just waiting at home, doing nothing.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I bet you were so itchy.
Yes. I missed it so much during the time, during the few months.
I can imagine. Well, I'm glad you're back at it, and I'm looking forward to everything that you guys have this year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Now, next up, we have Tony Petra Arjuna, BMW Shorties judge. How's it going, Tony?
It's going good, holding up fine.
Very nice to see you covering songs and your guitar on Instagram.
Oh boy, that wasn't supposed to get so much reach, but then maybe maybe I do want people to see it.
Right, just a little bit, right? That inner.
Just a little bit.
Would you say how's the pandemic been for you?
Well, as you mentioned, those little jam sessions on Instagram are a result of the pandemic. It was a means to just let loose and get in touch with some of my creative hidden treasures, that I've been tucking away for quite a while. So my so-called musicianship was just a way to kind of like express my boredom. So
I hear you though. I started playing the piano and playing chess. It's weird. But
nice.
How has the pandemic affected your method of storytelling? Has it been the same? Has it been a challenge or great?
Pretty much the same, because we were, I'm working with these 2 actors that I often work with on this screenplay for hopefully my next feature, a psychological thriller. Okay, and we did struggle with the ideas. If we were to make this now, do we have to take into account that we're living in a pandemic or post-pandemic world? Would that change the way characters engage with each other? So we had that conversation, but we decided to just carry on and as normal relatively, so that hopefully by the time we get this film made, things will be back to relative normal. So let's hope for that vaccine rollout quite soon. In this year.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I think the film would have to be like not, it's not completely real world, but is.
Yeah.
Now, as a filmmaker and a BMW Shorties judge, what do you think? What are your thoughts on the competition field for the film industry this year, 2021?
Well, I would imagine that the queue will be quite long, quite wide.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things were obviously stalled this past year. But on the other hand, you're starting to see production gradually pick up as people become more confident to go back on set. So I would expect 2021 to be, provided that things are under control and we do get that rollout of Pfizer quite soon.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be quite an explosion, I think. And in regards to BMW Shorties, I think the judges will have their work cut out for them.
Very nice. Now,
yeah.
Lastly, can you do a shout out for Ikin Kee Charles? She'll be premiering her BMW funded film Rama Rama this evening.
All the best to you. Break a leg, as I often like to say, because that brings, good fortune, hopefully, and I'm hoping the film gains traction and the exposure that it deserves, and would inspire, other filmmakers to follow suit.
Yes.
So more power to you.
Nice. Thank you so much, Tony. Up next, we have Sky Gun Yu Long, BMW Shorties Grand Prize winner of 2015. Hi, Sky. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
Good. It's been a while. What have you been up to?
Still living.
Still
surviving.
living.
Yeah, and I just got my new house landed, so I just moved from condo to landed house, double story. So
wow.
Yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Very, very nice. You also were writing a script, right? During the MCO, so it's moving and ready. How's that?
Yeah, it's still slowly ongoing. Yeah, not so fast because script is the most important thing before you shoot.
Yeah.
I need to try my best to complete the script. Like I satisfied, then only I can shoot. So still take time.
Yeah, still building. So now, now your filmmaking journey last year would have been quite interesting, right? 2020, it's been tough for a lot of filmmakers. But can you tell us about your journey? What did you go through?
Not too good, because when the cinema does not open, then I got nothing to do. Yeah, so still writing on my first feature film. The title is Cul-de-sac. It's a French name. Yeah, but it's a Chinese movie lah. Okay.
Okay.
So I won an award last 2 years in Taiwan Golden Horse film project. Is a French award. So still keep going. Then I was lucky to have the time to enjoy the 2 months for MCO. You know what I mean? Every time we complain, we don't have time, we work, we don't have time to do things that we like. But in MCO for 2 months, we have no reason to do any complaint, you know what I mean? So in MCO, write script, watch movie, sleep, write script, watch movie, sleep. Yeah, that's what I do in MCO. Yeah.
It's a dream life, some people say.
Yeah, it's a dream life, but still no money lah. Yeah.
It's coming, it's coming.
Yeah,
Now, 4 years ago, your BMW-funded film Funeral made its debut. Today, Ikin will be premiering her own BMW-funded film, Rama Rama.
Okay.
Is there anything you'd like to say to her?
All the best. All the best. And I think get an award is like a brick. So BMW Shorties is the largest short film competition in Malaysia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's a very good foundation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So keep it up, yeah.
Yeah, it's a brick in the house. Using house analogies all because you renovating.
Using Ikin, all the best. Is it Ikin?
Yes, Ikin Kee Charles. Thanks,
Rama. Okay, go watch.
Thanks, Guy. Thank you for popping by. We're definitely looking forward to 2021 and watching all your films. So finish that script, okay? Thank you so much, Sky. Next up, Sevencaller T-shirt.
What's up, everyone? We are Sevencaller T-shirt from Kuala Lumpur. That's Hum. That's Wawan helping us out with the bass tonight. That's Adil. My name is Duan. Pleasure to be here.
What's up, guys? How are you all doing tonight?
We're doing great. Thanks. Very excited to perform to you after such a long time.
Right. There are a ton of people watching you live. Anything to say to them?
I would like to say thank you to BMW Shorties and Chill for having us tonight. I would like to say also But the songs we'll be playing tonight are taken from our fourth album, called Murder, that was released last year. Yep, enjoy.
Very nice. Now, Ikin's premiering her short film tonight. Do you want to give her a shout out?
Congratulations, Ikin. All the best to you.
Very nice. Let's hear it, guys. Take it away.
Thanks a lot. This first song is called Time. Thank you. The second one's called No Authority.
resist, try to break free. Strange enemies, anomalies, friends in disguise, larger than life. Spotlight, the long nights, the fight, demons streams out, good life, teary eyes, the forces are working to please your desire. And all you need is time. And all you need is time. I've been disarmed, forces alarmed, praises embraced, stronger than faith, mind occupied, fictional crimes, try to resist, try to break free, strange enemies, anomalies, friends in disguise, larger than life, spotlight, the long nights, the fight, demons and doubt, good life, the teary eyes, the forces are working to ease your desire. And all you need is time. And all you need is time. Spotlight, the long nights, the fight, demons and doubt, the good life, the teary eyes, the forces are working to ease your desire. And all you need is time. And all you need is time.
Thank you. This last song is called Elastic.
us. Thank you very much, BMW Shorties and Chill.
And we are just about done with the first half of BMW Shorties and Chill. Before we head into the premiere, let's bring back the heartwarming short film Pace that won Eakin Key Charles the BMW Shorties Grand Prize in 2019. A quick reminder though, if you'd like to join us for the premiere of Rama Rama, don't forget to switch over to the news stream link below. You can only watch it on the website, okay? So if you're on Facebook or YouTube, get that link copied and saved. Also, the Best Dress contest is still ongoing and will be ending at 5 p.m. So if you haven't tagged us in your OOTD, do it now. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Pace.
Happy birthday to you. Makan ubi kayu. Cepat lembu. Lembu cakap thank you. Apa kata?
Kau rasa mau pergi tempat terang Celia kah? Entah.
Apa aku buat ledeting dah? Ban, kamu tahu apa saya dah? Nih, coba, nih, kamu, kau nak? Nah, up. Kalau kau silap, kau dapat kinombok. Kalau kau betul, aku bagi kau. Nah. 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 What? Yes! Ya kapan? Berapa kanan? Boring, mari kita jalan. Mari kita jalan. Pergi bawa baskal kau tuh. Aku jalan duluan. Jom. Baik. Tunggu bosku. Mari kita pergi mandi sungai. Kau tak boleh mandi, sebab kau perempuan. Kau macam turun, sebab kau besar nenek.
And that was Pace, everybody. I just love the music selection. Now, I hope you've been having a great time so far because we are just about to premiere Rama Rama in a bit. But on that, gentle reminder, this segment will be private, so please don't take any pictures, don't take any videos of the premiere because Ikin, she wants to submit Rama Rama for international film festivals later this year, so we've got to support. Now, before we move on, let's check in one last time with our audience at Dissolved Solids and Safe House. Dissolved Solids, hey guys. Hey! What a safe party. What? I wish I was there. Now you can just watch me on the screen, but yeah, I hope all of you are having fun. We are about to premiere Rama Rama by Ikin Ki Charles. Are you excited? Can I hear that again? Can I hear the scream again? Are you excited? Okay, very nice, thank you. Now, before we head to Rama Rama, I want to highlight again that the premiere of Rama Rama is exclusively on the BMW Shorties website. Okay, so make sure you switch over to our website at 5 p.m. if you're watching from Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, Safe House. Are you guys ready to see Rama Rama? Safe House, are you there? Safe House, are you guys ready to see Rama Rama?
Hi, Monica, we can hear you.
Hello. Are you ready to see Rama Rama?
Hi, Monica, can you repeat that, please?
Are you guys ready to see Rama Rama? That's the third time I'm saying. Better hear a big scream.
Okay, guys, so the question is, are you all ready to see the premiere of Rama Rama? All right, everyone's ready here.
Very nice. Looks like we're good to go. So, you watching at home, don't forget there is also an exciting trivia contest happening on Facebook too, so do check that out. Okay, everyone, I think we're almost set. I'll see you on the other side.